Hi, I'm the Bluebrixx, and today we're gonna go to Switzerland and haul some cargo through the Alps. Grab a drink if you're liking, take a seat by the fire, and enjoy. This is the Bluebrixx 1045-21, the legendary locomotive Krokodil in green in 8 As per usual, the facts straight away. It's a Bluebrixx special. I do have my sticker sheet. We've got 1,542 pieces for €70 list price, 4.54 cent per piece. The entire thing weighs 1,006 gram, which makes 6.9 cent per gram. This is probably one of the most legendary cargo electro locomotives in the world, and most people, even though they might not be very familiar with trains, have heard about the Krokodil. I personally love that. I know as a kid my dad had that model train set, and the locomotive was always the highlight of the entire set, and I loved that as a kid already. And I like the design of that locomotive very much. The entire thing has a few ups and downs. First of all, building that is advanced, it is tricky, and you might curse. So do that when you've got quite a bit of patience to spare, because there are so many details, and I am absolutely certain that either I'll tear some off while trying to show you that locomotive, or I've already torn some off before. This thing is not made to be moved around by hand. The instruction gives you the opportunity to build in 2L motors. They'd fit in here, and the entire design is built or made so that you can fit these in there. They are not included in the set. You have to buy them separately. But I do like the way that this is made. You could again argue that for €70 you could get a locomotive that is already motorized. But overall, I do think that the price for that thing is okay, even without the motorization. And it probably costs €20–30 more if it would have been motorized, which is not necessary for many people. I, for my part, have these things standing on my shelf to look cool. I don't need the motorization. I'd probably use it if it was included, but for me it's better to save these $20–30, and if I want to motorize the entire thing, I can still do so. Which is why I really like that this set is designed and the instruction already comes with everything that you need to put these motors in there. It literally, I think it says like skip these parts if you don't want to motorize that. So yeah, that's it. The size is hellishly big. I mean, we like it big. Big is good. But sometimes it's too big. And we've hit the point where we've reached too big. It is so big that not only it doesn't fit through the modern railway platform that I've showcased in the previous video, it also doesn't fit into the locomotive shed. That thing is big. This does not fit in there. It is too wide, it is too high, it does not fit. And maybe that is the sign, Bluebrixx, that you've went too far when it comes to size. At the same time, you'd probably be able to sell this thing to me like 3 times the size, which is, I think, what should come in, or is already released by now. The, I think, 7,000 pieces huge version of that thing. But yeah, that one probably can't drive anymore. This one can. Nonetheless, I'm not sure you really want to motorize that beast and have that thing steamroll your entire brick city, because it is massive. At the same time, it is cool like that because you have many designs, like all of this. Even though this is one of the things, I think the instruction tells you to do that last. Building the roof part will seriously cost you your will to live. It looks okay in the end, but you'll build all of like this with these little hooks and the bars, and then you'll have to fill all of that into this. It's better in that size than in the smaller version. The 6 wide Krokodil was way worse than this. But also with these rigid hoses and all of that, it does look cool on the roof. I'll knock it over for you to be able to see that. It does look cool, but it will cost you your will to live to build all of that. Same goes for some of the interior, where you'll have to be able to connect something and apply pressure on the other side, or the entire thing will collapse. So, as I said, this is an advanced set. Do not give that like to your 6-year-old. Nobody's gonna have a good time with that, and you'll probably only learn how far a 6-year-old can throw the pieces that should resemble the set in the end. So, no. But once it is assembled, it is a beauty. And I'm arguing with everybody who says otherwise. The colors are nice. I like the flat silver up top. That is beautiful. We've seen quite a few trains by now that have these flat silver roofs. The V200 also had all of that. I really like that. That is a quality feature that is pretty cool. There goes the decoration. So yeah. Also ruined something over there. When I knocked it over, yes. I did bring some curved tracks over here. These are not the standard Lego tracks. These are the 56 radius tracks, so one size larger. For anybody who is running 8 wide trains, I'd always recommend buying these, or even the, I think it's R70, because otherwise you'll have your trains derail all the time. it does take these one rather well. I think I broke something when I knocked the thing over. It worked before. And also, if you actually have that thing motorized, you have less issues with the wheels locking up because you have the motor push it, and therefore less issues with that. But yeah, that one does work nicely. As I said, if you put that on the, I think it's R40, the standard Lego curvature tracks, you'll probably have a bad time because it's simply too big for all of that. I think that's it. There's not really that much to say about that. It is a beauty. I don't want to completely disassemble that. It does have these little panels on the side here, so it looks better than the brown Lego Krokodil, which had the issue that you have the huge gap in between there, which just looked crap. This one does that a lot better. Overall, the design and all the details are pretty spot on. So once again, you can see that Bluebrixx really cares about their train sets and their train designs. Honestly, for anybody who likes this kind of locomotive, I can only recommend this set because you'll get a really nice design of that locomotive. And probably only way to get more details is to really get one of the Märklin model locomotives, some of these. Out of bricks, it's probably this one or the 7,000 pieces one from Bluebrixx. Apart from that, there's nothing you can really compare that to because the Lego one is not really a fair comparison here because it's more expensive and less cool. And I think that's everything that has to be said about this locomotive, which really only leaves me to say bye. I'm the Brick Pie.